Hey everyone, it is lovely to see you again. Today's episode, as you all know, is an absolute treat. Today's episode features Lexi Ritter. They are just such a cool cat, and look, this episode, as you can see, is longer than an hour. And I tried to cut it down to under an hour, but literally everything Lexi says is so interesting, and I think they have such a unique perspective on the world. So, buckle up and enjoy, because Lexi's about to walk you through anything and everything you need to know. This is our first episode with some new mics, so I hope you enjoy how it sounds. Still working out some kinks on the camera angles and stuff, but hey, it's my podcast, and I'm loving it, so I hope you guys love it too. Alright, that's it for me for now, but yeah, okay. Enjoy the episode. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Hey, How Are Ya with Cam Kreitner. I'm Cam Kreitner, and today, along with brand new recording equipment, shout out Devin and Blaze Santee for the audio mixer, I am joined by a fantastic guest. This person for a long, long time was regarded highly in stories in college improv. I never got to meet them for a while. I met them when I was in spring break, coming to visit New York in college. And I've had the absolute pleasure of getting to be not only a friend, or not only a peer, but also a friend to this lovely performer in person. They're just so cool. I'm actually so pumped they're on. So all that's left to say is, hey, Lexi Ritter, how are you?
Hey, Cam.
Hey.
Hey, I'm doing well.
Isn't it fun to kind of have, I don't know if you've ever, this is my first time even using a cool little
No,
mic
it feels legit.
Yeah, it does feel legit. Like
Almost like I'm on a Sirius XM show.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Welcome to Cam in the morning. Welcome to Cam and Lexi in the morning.
Excited to be here.
Oh my God, that's so exciting.
I want to comment on something that you said.
Yeah.
In your introduction, which was very sweet. Let me say that. Very kind. If maybe a little, it was complimentary. But you said at one point, you were like, that you didn't get to meet me for a while.
I don't think I really did.
No. But the idea, it just made me think that I was either like a sheltered, precious thing. Like, I didn't get to meet them. I only take visitors every few years or something. I didn't get to meet them for a while. But eventually, a spot opened up, and I got an appointment, and I got a book.
yeah. It's partially celebrity, also partially bubble kid.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I'm exclusive in that way. Getting to meet me is hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's really tough to get to meet me. I could be anywhere at any moment.
We're also drinking beer.
True.
And eating sandwiches,
Yep.
which is a good vibe.
Yep. I actually already put mine away.
Really?
As in,
You torched it?
I torched
Great.
it. Yeah.
Well, it'll just mine might sit there unless you start to really go on a tangent, and then
Sure.
I'll take some bites.
But of course you should eat if you're hungry.
Thank you.
Thankfully it's a sandwich, so it can sit.
You know what? You're always looking out for me, and I say that partially joking, but partially seriously. You have been, so there's two things I want to say before I say this, or I want to say one thing before I get on this tangent.
Okay.
Is to kind of clarify that I didn't get to meet you for a while.
Sure.
When you must have known this when you were going through Improv Athens. That's the lovely base where every great improviser is born.
Yes, it's the only good college improv team.
Yes, that's what I say. That's what I think. They would, I'm sure that they spoke to you, your elders spoke to you about people that were fantastic that you had just missed. And you were absolutely that person. They would sometimes mention a Ben who had good walk-ons. Was there,
Yes.
Yeah. And then, but it was really like, Lexi. God, Lexi was dope.
Wow.
Partially because your best friend was my
That's
president.
True.
But,
That's true.
But still, yeah. But also, I mean, I just didn't get a chance to, I would hear such great stories, and finally I got to meet you,
Yeah, I will confirm that I think many college improv groups, Improv Athens has a strong oral tradition, and that the history is passed down through the stories that the older members tell the younger members.
Yeah.
And honestly, I have no idea if that's changing with social media or I don't know.
I could not tell you. I've not heard from them. I'm I think I'm just like my last
You've
year
been out long enough
Yeah.
that you don't. And honestly, there's like a level to which I got to meet a lot of younger members, like who I didn't have overlap with, like you.
Yeah.
Because I was so excited about like getting to host people in New York, and that had been a change from when I was in school, when we would go more so to Chicago
To compete.
to
yeah.
compete, and it was like it felt more important to be in Chicago than to really explore elsewhere.
Yeah.
And it's neither better nor worse, obviously. And that is to also say that Chicago has like is an amazing, enriching place for an improviser. But it was exciting for me to be living in New York and to know people younger than me and get to, like in my first year in New York, get to be like reaching out back to college friends and say like, hey, I can guide a little bit. Like I know a little bit.
Yeah.
I can point you in a direction.
Well, I mean, and I think this is going to tie us really phenomenally into what I said earlier of that you're always looking out for me and not just me.
I feel nurturing of you, Cam.
Well, I mean, you really, I mean, you really have.
You feel like my little baby duck.
I mean, when I first moved here, I stayed in your apartment for a month with.
Yeah.
I'm not going to talk crap about the
No
other
need.
roommate, but because I do love that person. Whatever. But. And then like there have been times where you've literally fed me when I've been unemployed, including I'm not unemployed right now, but
And congratulations.
Thank you. I have been fed today. Thank you again.
I definitely like feeding people, and whether that's like
That's got to
like-
be Georgia. That's got to be Georgia.
I think there's something Georgia, sure. I mean, the truth is that like my family was more of an eat out family than we were like have people over for dinner. Like my parents always in the kitchen cooking, and my dad did do a lot of cooking, but it was not more frequent than eating out. So I'm not sure. I think it was like when I got to college and I had some independence, I was like, I knew ahead of time, but I did really like cooking. And my house in college was very much a like, everybody come in, everybody's welcome. Like I definitely had like a bit of a catalyst there for me to be able to like become a host. Like I like hosting too.
So yeah, like maybe because it didn't happen in your family that you wanted to do that, but you're still doing it. Like you've been through college, you've been living in New York for what, like 7 years now?
Yeah. I guess I moved in 2019 at the end of the year though.
Okay.
So almost there.
Well, yeah, I mean, still a while, and you're still doing this for the people in your life. What about it? Like, do you think it comes just from not having that as growing up, or do you think like what about being there for people? What about hosting and nurturing still grabs you, if you could even think of that right now?
Well, I don't know. I think there's like maybe a psychoanalytic approach that I
Sure.
could take. That's like, I am a fixer. I'm a solver. I like really can't stand to not be in control in many ways. And I think, those who are close to me listening to this can appreciate that I'm saying this and that I'm being self-aware
Bang.
in this moment. And I think there is a level to which, like, if I'm cooking, I feel like I am giving you something that I would give myself. That I am maybe even doing more for you than I might do for myself. And that feels like a good level of control. Like,
Yeah.
if I were to fix this situation, I would make sure you had good food, kind of thing. Which is maybe, I like to think that I am a good cook, but I'm not like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm also like, in that same vein, I've worked in the service industry for almost 10 years, and there is a level to which, like, I feel privileged to have access to good food in that way too. To say, like, if I can have this, I should be giving this to people and knowing that, like, there are people who are scraping off the top above me. I might as well scrape a little off the side here where I am, for people who could really use it. And that this could, like, at minimum, make their day, but at maximum, like, help them out of a tough spot.
Yeah. Do you think the psychoanalytical approach is very valid? I'm the same way. I love to bleed for others. Like,
right, sure.
It's like I call it bleeding for others because I'm not bleeding out. Like, I'm not gonna die.
No.
But it's like to give. To give is to have something and give it away. You know.
And there's definitely like a reason why we have a phrase "labor of love." Like it feels good to labor on behalf of somebody else.
No, for real.
Yeah.
But I was gonna say it must also bring you joy.
Yeah.
You know, because like you're a fixer, but fixing, whether it's a positive feedback loop of like, oh, I fixed it, I can feel good again. But like, I'm sure somewhere like you like just the joy of having helped someone completely altruistically must feel good.
Well, sure. I also think, like to me, I've always loved food. There were times in my life where I would have called myself a foodie. Like I have always had an affinity towards food that goes beyond like, oh, this is my nutrition. Like this is what I need to have energy.
Yeah.
Which I understand that some people have, but that's not me.
Yeah. I can't do that.
No.
It's like food's too yummy. I mean, this is on like food is too good.
And it feels like such an easy space to explore for me. Like it feels like learning new food, as in like new recipes, but also new cuisine, new like dishes that mean something to people or whatever. Like even like there's a new restaurant on the block. What's going on there? Yeah. That kind of thing. It feels really like my curiosity is immediately sparked.
Anything crush recently in the new food, in the new food department?
In the new food. Well, actually, I made a new recipe last night.
Okay.
I made my girlfriend is vegetarian.
Slay. Shout out Mackenzie.
Shout out Mackenzie. Love you down.
When'd you say it for the first time? I've been asking people who.
Over a year ago.
Oh, come on.
Yeah,
great.
Boom. Yeah.
Cool, great.
I was honestly a little quick to that.
There's no quick.
There is no quick.
There is no quick.
You know when you know.
Yeah. Okay. But anyway.
Anyhow, I made her. So I was like, do I talk about this or not? She got a new cat yesterday. And she's also in library science school. She's very busy. She's got a million things she does. It brings me like immense joy to be able to take something off of her to-do list. And one of those things that we all have is food. And she is definitely like somebody who is also making sure everyone's had something to eat. You know, also checking in on that. Also checking in on like, you know, have you had your like nutrition for the day? Like, you know, are you taking care of yourself in that way? And she texted me yesterday, like asking if I could make dinner. And I was like, say no more.
Yeah,
you said you asked my favorite question. Yes, my
That's your favorite question?
Yes, of course I can make dinner. And she had asked me, honestly, like a month ago, if I would make a curry for her.
Oh my God, you made a freaking curry?
I made a massaman curry.
What?
And I actually made it vegan because I wanted to make sure a lot of massaman curry is made with chicken.
Yeah.
So I made I tried to find a vegetarian one. It came up vegan. I said, there's no harm in that.
No harm. Literally couldn't be any like objectively the definition of vegan is there's no harm in it.
There's no harm.
Yeah.
And I don't often feel like on the first go of a recipe I get the flavors right.
Yeah.
But I kind of nailed it. It tasted like how I wanted at a restaurant, the massaman curry. I thought it was going to take me much less time than it did. And she is always very patient when I'm like, this will be 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And then it's 2 hours later. And she's like, is it done yet? And I've learned that I need to put out a snack. So I always have like
What was the go-to snack
I always have
last night?
some berries. I always have
Good
some berries.
snack.
Good snack. Like
Great
a little,
appetizer, too.
Yeah, a little berry, a little fruit. I can't remember if she actually indulged in the snack.
It's good to have there.
No, exactly.
It's
you
like,
have to think ahead.
Because then you are free of any potential. We're not in the business as partners in a relationship to just like not be in the fire. Like we're not making choices to just like not get yelled at. But it does help in that regard.
And like I think being hangry is one of those like somatic responses.
Yeah.
That is like, of course you're mad. Like you're hungry. We're all hungry. Carter, our friend Carter, shout out Carter.
Shout out Carter.
How long did it take? Shout out Carter. He loves to say, if you hate everybody, you're hungry. If you think everybody hates you, you're tired.
I hate to burst Carter's bubble. Definitely got that from like a self-help TikTok.
I'm sure he did, but he says it all the time.
Yeah.
And so he's the one who's reminding me.
Sure. And how often has he actually been correct?
In that?
Yeah.
Every time.
Really?
Yeah,
Cool.
I feel like every time.
Cool.
If you hate everybody, you're probably hungry. And if it seems like one of your friends is just pissed about everything, they're probably hungry.
Is that why you brought me food?
Well, I was an hour and a half late, and part of that was getting the food, but I had to push it back very last minute.
It's no worries. We don't even have to air out the reasons. If you care to absolve yourself live on pod, you can, but we don't need that.
I have learned in my many years how to release shame.
No, actually, like,
it's a practice.
Tell me about. I want to hear
practice.
exactly how. Not maybe exactly, but I want to hear your process because releasing shame has been so important to me lately. Like for the past 2 years of my life.
Of course, yeah.
So walk me through it.
So first, I want to disclaim quickly that it is a practice, and we all ebb and flow with how well we're practicing the like self-love that is, releasing shame, or, moving past embarrassment, moving past guilt, those things.
I've been saying recently that like self-care is a muscle that you love to work out when you're not feeling great. And then the second you're happy with how the muscle is, you just stop working it out because you feel good and it atrophies.
Yeah, sure.
I think you encapsulate that great by just saying it's a practice, but that's my kind of wordy.
No,
yeah.
I think that's great. And I think a lot of people understand the heuristic of like, it's a muscle. You have to keep working on it.
Heuristic is a good word.
I know. Somebody said it the other day and I was like, let me bank that.
Yeah.
Let me bank that.
Let me bank that for the pod.
The only reason I say it, I like to refer to it as a practice is because it reminds me of yoga, and the yoga to me is something that can be very accessible, but a lot of people get tripped up because they haven't done it in a long time.
Yeah.
And so the more you do it, the better you get at it. And at the same time, the more you realize like where you're meeting yourself on the mat. And I don't even do yoga that much.
Yeah,
but
I was about to say,
like
I've never heard you talk about yoga.
It's a good analogy.
Yeah.
It's a good analogy. And so in terms of like releasing shame, I think that I'm more of a shame carrier than I am a guilt carrier. Like I often don't feel guilty. Like and that comes from like this hubris of like, I don't make mistakes.
Oh, you don't though.
But so I'm like, I'm not guilty of doing anything. I meant to do everything I did. But the problem is that if you mean to do something and you know that it hurt someone, you might feel a lot of shame.
Yeah. I mean, it's also like...
Or if you think you were meant to be in a certain place in life and you're not there, a lot of shame.
Oh, I mean, absolutely. That's the journey up here,
right.
Especially in comedy, which I'd love to get into in a second.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, we've talked about it before off the mic, but like, it's like sometimes because you're feeling poorly, which you might, end up diagnosing as a feeling of guilt, you'll shame yourself for feeling poor.
Absolutely.
And so
Absolutely.
you won't even get to guilt because you've just transformed it into shame.
Totally.
Because shame is like, you can feel guilty kind of externally, but I feel like shame is a decision, in a sense, or like it's like, because it's like what metric I'm so pumped that we're talking about this. What metric, what standard are you holding yourself to that is resulting in the shame? And that's ultimately whether influenced by the world around you or just your own personal morals. You are the ultimate setter of that bar. And so I've been big on shame as a choice and not shaming yourself for feeling shame. It's kind of circular and roundabout, but I think it's been helpful.
I see what you're getting at.
For me.
Because you can definitely choose to release the shame.
Yeah.
Right? So that makes it feel like, there is some level of control you have over it, whereby you are judging yourself and perhaps doing a poor job because you've decided to hold yourself to a different standard, a more intense standard or an unreachable standard. And I think there's like, so in getting back to like what my process is often it looks like I am feeling bad, and I have been feeling bad for a while, and usually I don't know why. And that typically is because the thing that I'm ashamed of is the thing that I am like avoiding at all costs. However, a lot of people, myself included, can notice an insecurity in thinking about how do you talk about the people that upset you.
Okay.
What is upsetting about them or their behavior? And being able to interrogate whether it's upsetting because it's something you do and you're not willing to talk about it, or is it upsetting because it is like, objectively wrong what they're doing. And obviously, like, who is to say what is objective or whatever, but like, if you are lacking grace for those people, is it not perhaps because you lack grace for yourself in those moments? And figuring that out is, I think, a major step to say, like, okay, is this something that this person deserves grace on, and I'm not giving it to them because I would never give myself grace for something like that? And then, going from there, and sometimes the hardest part is to be able to say, like, oh yeah, I hate myself for doing that, or I hate when I do that.
Yeah.
And I wish I could like destroy that part of me or erase that part of me or whatever. And being able, honestly, I think once you are there, to be able to literally say it out loud.
Yeah.
Say it out loud to yourself, and then say it out loud to somebody else.
Oh.
It's like a confession. And I'm like, I get the Catholics. Like, I
Yeah.
get it. I get why you're like, I need to be able to tell somebody about this.
Yeah.
And I need it to be a safe space. But I don't think it can be arbitrary like it is in the church.
Yeah.
I think it means a lot to go to somebody and say, hey, I have been feeling really insecure or scared or anxious or ashamed of this thing.
All right, you're about a third of the way in. You guys see what I'm saying about how cool Lexi is? Would you believe it if I had to tell you that there was a whole lot more for you to listen to just right after this little break? Oh, you would? Oh, you guys are smart. Okay, little short, little break. Take a breath, enjoy your nice period of jazz and my voice, and then get ready for no jazz, more of my voice, but more importantly, more of Lexi Ritter's voice. All right, you guys go. I'm blown away first because it all resonates with me, and but also in like your specific language is different than mine, but like ultimately
Totally.
it's the same thing. Um, uh, it's really really interesting because there is an immediate freedom the second it stops bouncing around
Yes, yeah. You
inside.
like make it permanent and you say like I actually like control this thing.
Yeah, and oh, you said something that was so cool. If it comes back to me, I'll say it. But I think it's like to confess, I was intrigued in, and but
Well, it can feel like that. It can
yeah,
literally feel like I'm so scared, like so scared to confront this thing because, like you said, like this circular, like I'm ashamed that I'm even ashamed of this.
yes,
You know, like I'm scared to admit that I'm ashamed or embarrassed because, like, I'm a grown up.
yeah.
You know, I'm like grown.
But like,
Why do I feel this way? And I would never judge, like, it feels like I would never judge somebody for that. And yet, we often project those insecurities. We often make other people feel really bad for the things that we feel bad about.
yeah,
And like, we are, you know, like, we can turn into like the cops of shame.
yeah. And I mean, it always kind of beautifully boils down to, hey, don't say that. That's my friend.
Right.
Like it's like, well, are you being friendly to yourself?
Totally.
Um,
And like, yeah, it sometimes when, you know, people are doing negative self-talk aloud
yeah.
as their friend, it's hard to hear.
And then if you're being friendly to yourself, you'll hear it and you'll be like, okay, I
Right.
felt this way. Now that it's out and someone has said it, even if that voice is my own, what can I do?
Yeah.
Welcome to the first self-help episode of Hey,
I
how
know.
are
I'm
you?
like, how did I have half a beer. I'm talking self-help.
Well, I do love this about you, because I feel like we've gotten to this kind of like it comes back to your comforting, nurturing self. I really think it's in your DNA,
Yeah.
to explore these things, and you find. Would you say you look for answers often, like solid facts, like? Do you think this kind of behavior of trying to know something inwards and outwards, even if it is a practice, is applied anywhere else in life for you?
Oh, interesting.
Because what this is to me, at least what I'm probably projecting onto you, I see that I do this all the time myself, is I'm always looking for something that can be like solid fact, even if it's not something that is like 99% of the way like solid.
Sure.
Um,
Something you can like really lean on
yeah,
and you're not going to topple over.
exactly.
Yeah. I think yeah. I'm definitely interested in reality and I don't know, my education at home looked a little different than my education at school just because from a young age my dad in particular was really insistent on this idea that you can never know something, that we have a common language we use and we agree on a reality.
How young were you when this first stuck with you? Because this is I think insanely world like paradigm shifting thing to hear as a kid.
Oh yeah, I mean, I think the earliest I can remember hearing it was when I was like 5 and it was like
that?
well, I remember very clearly that my mom was Presbyterian and it felt like she was interested in going to these like community gatherings, and church in the South can really feel like this is where the community is
Yeah.
for a lot of people, particularly in Atlanta where it was the meeting space for like the civil rights leaders of Atlanta.
Yeah.
You know, like that this is where community organizing was happening.
Absolutely.
Was in the churches, whether or not it was religious, like or even affiliated.
Yeah.
Like that's where it was happening. And so there was a level to which I felt like my mom really wanted us there. But I remember talking to my dad at like truly 5 and deciding with this sort of emphasis on top of compounding on something very 5 years old of me, of like, I hate what I have to wear to church, which is also like, there was like a gender investigation that couldn't happen then. That was certainly present. This like, you know, my identity, like the way I feel inside, is not best expressed in this church wear.
I mean, I don't think there's like maybe two people I can think of top of head who look the best in church clothes.
Sure.
Like truly.
I think there are a lot of people who feel stifled by having to dress up for church.
Yeah, and I mean, you know what? Let's hey church.
Yeah, what are we? Yeah. Well, what are those like flip flop services? Or like, have you ever seen that? Like
I mean, no,
come
but
as you are.
I mean, that's like the way any gathering should be. I think dress codes are fun if they are encouraging expression.
Sure, they're giving you is something to bounce off of.
Yeah, but like people who are like, you must wear this to attend this function.
And I was not happy with that. And so then I'm like 5 years old, thinking to myself, God is a bunch of baloney. And
at 5,
literally, I have such a vivid memory of sitting in the car next to my mom and saying, like, I'm not going, and here's why. And by the way, Dad told me.
Whoa.
Yeah. And she was like, I can't make you. Like, I can't make you do anything.
Cool mom alert.
Yeah, definitely.
My
parents were very good parents.
Yeah.
They still are.
They were. They've lost their. Yeah. They went to the parent test.
Right.
Testing
Yeah.
facility.
Score dropped way. It's like when you get that update on your like credit card app, and it's like new FICO score just dropped. It's like, ooh.
or like it's like someone still trying to use an iPhone like 12 like today. It's like girl,
software is not matching.
Yeah,
the software is not matching with what we got going on.
iOS 21 is gonna literally blow up your phone.
Yeah, honestly, it does. talking to some people, it really is like, oh, you didn't get the software update. No, we're not doing that anymore.
No, serious. And it's like,
and you need to be compatible with this stuff because that's what we're all using.
Yeah. I mean, software is a wonderful way to go about thinking about the people in your life, specifically generationally, you know?
Sure. It might, an analogy that I hope ends at AI. Because and to be honest, I told Carter, I was like, I'm going on Cam's podcast and I'm going in pro AI.
Yeah?
No. No. I was like, what if I went on and I was like, I want to talk about AI.
Hey, I mean,
that's all I want to talk about.
We could. I know like this box has almost been opened before and it has been kind of explored in other episodes, and it's ultimately just two friends agreeing the whole time.
Sure.
Because we're like wrong, bad, wrong.
My ethos, I think, can be summed in that I have begun working for a queer-run, like, contracting group that is essentially like a TaskRabbit, like a handyman service.
And queer runs specifically like at the top, or
owner is a lesbian.
Are all the TaskRabbiters also
We're
queer?
also queer.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's top down, bottom up, whole thing.
It's kind of like how beautifully people who identify as women or femme can request only women or femme drivers on Uber now.
Totally.
It's kind of like that, but like getting stuff fixed.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of people really appreciate the service.
Yeah.
I think they feel much more comfortable being at home alone with someone who is not like a cis guy.
Yeah.
Like that it's tough. Like, and I'm sure that, there are tradesmen out there who are like, I'm nothing but nice. And it's got nothing to do with them.
Yeah.
It's got nothing to do with the nice guys. Except that, you hope and pray that the nice guys are checking the not nice guys. But I bring that up just to say that you can't automate out the trades. Like vocations can't be AI'd. These jobs are so secure, it feels good.
Yeah, and so you're currently driving for them, right?
Yeah, I'm operations and apprentice hybrid. So I am going to like the sites and learning the trade.
That's so cool. Are there
It's exciting.
any particular trades you're pumped for?
Well, right now we're mostly doing what I guess you would call like carpentry. So it's a lot of like chopping wood, as in like with an automatic saw.
Yeah.
Power tools right now, a lot of that. But we do electrical. There's a minimal amount of plumbing.
Yeah,
those
but
are
what
you
are
have to be certified.
what are you pumped about the most?
Oh yeah, well I've been starting with like doing a lot of saw.
Yeah.
Which is cool. It's fun to use the saws.
Yeah.
I like using the saws.
What's your favorite? Come on, walk me through it a little bit. I got to hear
Sure.
your entire thought process on releasing shame, and all I'm getting is I like Saw.
Well, it's kind of that. It's kind of that simple. It's kind of that simple. It feels good to slice through wood. It just feels good. No, it's cool. There are many different types of saws, and
There are many different types of saws.
there are many different types of saws. No, I mostly what I'm gaining is like this sense of empowerment of like there are so many things that I can build.
Yeah.
That I, with my two hands, can put together. And there are even more things I can build if I have a friend who helps me. And then if I have one more friend, even more things I can build.
Yeah.
And it just kind of goes from there. And you sort of gain ownership over
Creation.
Yeah. Things in your life that you want, you can envision.
You can't.
You can literally think of how to make it happen for yourself in a way that like, obviously we're exploring in other fields too.
Yeah.
In terms of like accessibility. And this is the sort of thing that like the barrier to entry beyond, like aside from the money to buy the tools, is the desire to do it.
Yeah.
The motivation to do it.
And like also, some hand-eye coordination. Like
Sure.
I'm not trying to like undermine
No,
it, but it's
and obviously like there is to that point like different levels of like capability that
Yeah.
people bring.
I mean, it's why you have to be certified.
Right. You do learn. It's a trade. Like you learn
Yeah.
how to do everything, obviously. But like to get there, and for what it's worth, like New York has programs meant to put people through vocational schools. They want people to be the MTA is calling overhead all the time saying they need people. And
Really?
yeah, like people to help build the cars, fix the trains, and you wonder why it's trash sometimes, and it's because we don't have enough electricians.
Yeah. And we have so many project solution manager assistants.
Right, exactly. I'm a community manager, data analysis, data entry apprentice one.
Okay. We have talked about your current situation a good deal.
Yeah.
But I do want to get back to the initial question I asked. How are you? Like how are you currently in this moment, in your general present? Like how are you feeling? What's life been like for you?
Life's been good. It's been busy. It's been very like transitional.
Yeah,
recently.
You're coming out of a brief unemployment stint.
Well, yeah. I mean, it was like 6 weeks. No, it was more than that because it was early April through May. It was almost 2 months. Yeah.
That's not terrible.
6 to 8 weeks.
That's a blip. By the time you're 85, you know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah. I would say the last time I saw unemployment like that was my first year in New York.
Oh, yeah.
So I've been like pretty steadily employed. Doesn't mean I liked every job that I had. And there is some Lexi job lore that people may or may not know.
Knock it down.
So
Spill it all.
All right, let me walk you
Hey,
through.
how are you? Exclusive.
Exclusive.
Pass me some of those chips.
Hit them.
Pass me some of those chips. Yup.
Yup. Okay, so when I first moved to New York in 2019, before I left Atlanta, or no, it was like day 2 in New York. My dad took me to FedEx Kinko's, and we printed, I want to say 50 of my current resume.
Been there.
Like the resume that I had, which he designed the resume and like put everything in. And he was like, I've experienced hiring people. This is a resume I would take.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, because I have no idea. And it's funny that he did all that, because what I did was I took the train and I would go as far down the line as I was happy with as a commute. And I got off on that station and would walk as far as I thought I was happy with on a commute. And from then back to the station, I just went into places and gave my resume at places that I was like, oh, I would like to work there. And then I would ride it to a stop, get off, and walk, and then just go inside and say, are you hiring? Here's my resume. Thank you.
That's so cool.
And it's like I was in 1970. Like, why did I do it that way? I have no idea.
But you got a job from it, yeah?
I did get a job.
I did the same thing, got a job from it.
I did get a job.
My restaurant gig that I worked at,
Yeah.
It was literally around the corner from my apartment. And I think that's what got me the job. I walked in, I'm like, hey, I live around the corner. I can open and close.
Yeah, period.
Yeah, and it got me the gig. But
it's just that easy.
It is. I mean, we say that when it's the hardest it's ever been to get a job. It's just that easy.
You got to give away 50 to 100 resumes. Take the whole day, walk through all of New York City. You'll get a job.
Printed on cardstock as well.
It was definitely not just like plain white printer paper.
It never is.
But I don't remember. It was nice paper. And I had like a little folder.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to like dress nicer.
Yeah.
And it literally restaurants and cafes. Like that was all that I went to.
Yeah. That's the way to be.
And I got hired at an Italian restaurant in Greenpoint that still exists.
Shout out her.
No.
Oh, cool. Wow.
I mean, they'll never see this.
Well, yeah, but you know what? I love that we'll never know.
Okay. They'll never see this, so
I can
they'll never know.
bleep it if you want me to.
Well, here's what I'll say.
Mm-hmm.
It was these 3 guys running it, and they were actively looking for somebody to cover the lunch shift, to be like the only person who worked there. And all they cared about was that I spoke Spanish. And truly, every single restaurant job that I've had in New York City, all they have cared about is that I speak Spanish.
Yeah.
That is it. Like other experience, they don't even really care. They're not looking at that. They care that I can speak Spanish.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, it's not crazy. Like the whole back of house, they all speak Spanish.
Yeah.
They need somebody on shift who can also speak Spanish.
Yeah. Is there ever a time where you're at a new place and you're dropping, because you know Spanish, like I know Spanish, you know Spanish.
Yeah.
Has there ever been a time where you've walked into back of house and you've like blown them away with your Spanish?
Well, every back of house that I've been in New York, they all think I'm from Argentina. And I'm like, it's because I'm white and speak Spanish. And I'm always like, no, I don't speak Spanish. And they're always like, where did you learn Spanish? And I'm like, I started in school, like in grade school. I literally started in kindergarten.
Really?
Yeah, I started in kindergarten.
What school were you going to?
Decatur City Schools. They've got it's actually a very good language program if you care. I mean, if you care about learning the language, you can do pretty well.
It's like plumbing and electrician and using saws.
You just got to have the motivation to do it.
But there are certifications. Aw, yeah. You're loving it. We're loving it. We're laughing. Maybe you're laughing. Just another quick little break in between segments. Hope you're enjoying everything so far. People aren't really paying me to do any ads right now, when that makes sense, so I guess what I'll share is something cool that happened to me yesterday. I saw a cat in the window of a pharmacy, and it made me smile. It had very, 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 very green eyes with super teeny tiny like irises, like black irises, pupils, Oh yeah, yes, black pupil, like kind of like little like sharp lines, like a cat in a cartoon. It was a cutie pie. Okay, that's enough from me. Let's get you back into the episode. Enjoy.
But yeah, so I started there and quickly realized that these guys were fucking insane.
Yeah.
Like the owner, like they wanted to be Italian so bad. You could tell that the owner, this guy named Matt, I have worked for so many Matts in New York.
Oh,
So many
great!
Matts.
It's based on the way your tone shifted to really upset. I'm sure they were all
good.
great, Matt.
All good. His family, his like grandma was Croatian and he wanted to be Italian so bad. And I was like, there's some generational something happening.
That's
here.
interesting.
Yeah. And he was like in his late 50s, early 60s. He had some really progressive views. Like he was like this firm believer in like climate change and like the destruction of the world.
And this is your first boss at the place that shall not be named.
It's Scalino GP.
Oh.
Scalino Greenpoint. Scalino GP. It's on Manhattan Avenue. It's right by McCarran Park. I used to go there and cry my eyes out. McCarran.
It was
yeah.
that bad of a job because of Matt.
I mean, I was also like, I got broken up with at that job. Like,
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I heard that team one of my first times meeting you. I remember walking home. It was like 8 of us walking back to our Airbnb. And I was like trying to keep up with the whole group, 1, and 2, you, because you were moving New York pace and spilling this hot tea.
Yeah.
And I was elated because it was someone I knew from playing pickup basketball. But anyway, broken up with crying in McCarran Park.
Which, to their credit, they were really nice when I got broken up with. They were like, take the day off.
Oh, Scalino's?
Yeah.
I thought your previous partner was like that. Imagine.
No.
Hey.
No,
Take the day off.
Take the day off. Yeah, the owner wanted to go by Matteo.
Matt?
Matt
Croatian
wanted to
Matt.
go. Yeah, wanted to go by Matteo. I was like, all right, I'll call you Matteo. And they paid me. They literally palmed me cash behind the counter.
That's crazy.
Behind the bar. I worked by myself for like 6 hours, and then if I worked the double, I would have 2 coworkers. The owner's brother, Blaze, pothead, stoner. I think his name was actually Blaise, but when I first met him, I was like, I know why they call you Blaze. Because you are smoking weed out back like it's your job.
Wow. Sativa or indica? Could you tell based on his vibes?
No, couldn't tell.
Okay,
He was
hybrid.
normally loud, and even when he was high, he was loud.
Word. Hybrid.
Yeah, gotta be a hybrid.
So
and then Timmy, an
Okay.
adult man named Timmy, who was kind of like my first father figure in New York.
Tell me
And
about...
I really liked Timmy.
Tell me about... I've never heard about Timmy. Tell me about Timmy.
He was just like this old guy. Like he was in his like late 60s, early 70s.
Okay, so actually old.
So like actually old.
I was
Yeah.
prepared to be like,
No, he was like, his daughter was like mid to late 30s.
whoa.
Like she had a baby. Like he was a grandfather.
Yeah.
And he used to tell me like, because Matteo was like low-key verbally abusive. He was really mean to me.
Ugh.
Yeah, he was
No
really
way.
nasty.
The guy that insisted on being Italian was mean to you?
Also, biggest Pittsburgh Steelers fan you've ever met.
Oh, that's not good.
Coming off of Roethlisberger. Like he was still in the picture.
Dang.
Yeah. But anyway, Timmy was chill. He would cut me a little extra from the tips because apparently Matteo told him that I was on probation, which is crazy. And so because I was on probation, I wasn't supposed to be tipped out. Also crazy. And Timmy was like, I'm going to tip you because you worked.
Yeah.
And I was like, thank you, Timmy. I appreciate that. Thank you for looking out. And yeah, I worked a lot of doubles. I would as soon as I got my cash, I would walk it to the Bank of America on Manhattan Avenue. If you know, you know.
Been there.
And I would deposit it immediately and go home and go to bed.
I worked at Taco Mac during COVID, and some of my
Taco Mac.
Yeah, shout out Taco Mac. Genuinely, only love for Taco Mac.
Yeah, they're still around. They
Yeah,
didn't go
yeah,
under
yeah.
because the one in Decatur closed.
A few of them have closed down, but my home store is still kicking. It's
Nice.
now the oldest because I think the OG closed down.
Yeah, I think so.
And the one by my place is
It's
number
definitely
2.
good for the suburbs. Like it's a good
It's a good this is a sports bar.
Yeah.
But I remember my dad was so pissed. I was like, I want to see how much actual cash, because I got tipped out cash every night at Taco Mac.
Yeah.
It was dope.
Yep.
And I remember being like, I'm not going to deposit any of it till I go back to college. My dad was livid. And I remember bringing all my tips down after my last shift at Taco Mac before going back to college and being like, wow. And I
Stop.
and my dad's like, you have to like go to the bank and like shifts, because if you bring that much in, they're going to be
suspicious.
Yeah. And so that was really fun for me.
That's funny.
Kind of tie it all around. Do you think restaurant gigs, which is where you've majority worked outside of your work as a comedian, which I think we should touch in a second.
Sure. We keep saying it's going to get to be an hour, and we're like,
yeah.
all right, we didn't get to it, so
Yeah, I guess we'll
done. See.
What was I saying? Oh, yeah. Do you think to serve, like you literally had a job to serve,
Yeah.
and like to work in a restaurant to make people food, like this really seems to be a big part of your life, which I think is pretty interesting.
I mean, yeah, I think that it felt natural. It felt easy to me, and you know, it seems like one of those jobs that a lot of people say like, oh, anybody can do this.
False.
Yeah, of course it's false.
Talk about software.
Right, and
it takes certain software to be able to handle people, you know?
yeah.
Like,
In
that way?
Yeah. And there is no unskilled labor happening in restaurants. Like,
Yeah.
No matter where you are. One of the more legit service jobs I had was in Athens, and that was
where were you, like 5 and 10 or something?
No. I was at Clocked.
Oh, whoa.
Yeah, and that was like, they ran that thing like a damn machine. The girls who were above me in like the hierarchy were running. They were like, when I got hired, one of the like managers took me around and she was like, I know it's not your first rodeo. And I like bit my tongue because I was like, no, I am like brand new.
Whoa.
Like you have no idea. And I was so scared, but like they were like legit. They were so intense about it in like a good way. But like that is really where it was impressed upon me. Like you do for others what you would hope they would do for you.
Yeah.
And like, you know, you treat people like you, especially other service workers. Like when the shift is over, you are like, you know, hanging out with all of the restaurant workers on the block, like going to the bar together.
That's so cool.
All of that, like it was so much bartering happening, so much like, no, it's on me. Like, well, I got you.
Yeah.
Tons of that. Like it really impressed upon me. Like, oh, you get to decide, like, I don't know how you want to treat other people, and you don't do it with other expectations. Like it was an etiquette. It was like I'm courteous to you because I respect you.
Yeah.
And they were really, really like, yeah, that really was drilled into me. It was kind of crazy that it happened there, but
I mean, yeah, because like for those that don't know, Clocked is like
it's just like a burger restaurant.
Yeah, like
it's literally like burgers and shakes.
Yeah, they have like a PB&J burger. You can get like peanut butter on your burger. That's like the big thing they did there.
I know. I was like, I kept trying to eat salads there, and it was like, that's just not gonna work.
Me at Taco Mac trying to watch my figure.
It's like I can't eat this anymore.
And then like some wings get sent back, and we're like,
Yeah, I know. It's like, eating food in the back, just like going ham on some tater tots.
Oh my God. I mean, people who are ashamed to. Is this crazy to say? If it seemed untouched or even touched barely, bringing it back off the table.
Yeah, well, they were really big at clocked. They
Yeah.
were like, don't let anybody see you eat leftover food. And I'm so glad they ever even said that out loud, because I would have just been eating off the trays.
Yeah, I mean,
And the food waste there was kind of crazy because it was
imagine
so
those burgers
rich.
are huge.
The burgers are massive. You get so much food. Like it's just like deep fried everything. It's so rich. It is so hard to finish. People are like truly leaving so much waste.
Yeah.
And it'll still be piping hot. And they're like, I'm done. It's like, you're crazy. You're literally crazy. Yeah, I'm going to take some tater tots.
Knock, knock. Oh, who's there? Almost done with the podcast. Almost done with the podcast, too. Almost done with the podcast, you silly. You're nearly done. Oh, yeah, that's my favorite one I've done so far. Okay, yeah, let's just get right into it. Super short one, but this is a little break. Podcast's nearly over. Enjoy, you guys. See y'all soon. For those all who are been waiting with bated breath to hear about Lexi's perspective on their current comedy career, now is the moment in the pod where they're gonna once again walk us through. That's gonna be the title. It's gonna be
Lexi walks us through.
Yeah, Lexi walks us through their life. We've spoken a lot together
About comedy.
About comedy, because I've already said it, but I look up to you greatly, and you being, I think, I would say a comedy generation above me, even like
sure,
like,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like there are people you hang with that are like your homies, close with, that I'm lucky
Your
to
cohort.
get. Exactly.
Sure.
And so, I'm always dying to hear where you're at, because you are so brilliant and good. And there was a time 2 years ago now where we sat in at Winsun Bakery and just kind of talked about like.
Oh, I remember this actually.
Yeah, it was before our callback.
Yeah, I do remember this.
And there was a time we sort of discussed knowing what we're good at and like confidence in performance. And it's been 2 years since we've kind of really hammed it up about it. So I just want to hear where you're at.
Yeah, I think some of the things you said just now were pretty interesting to me in thinking about myself and where I'm at. And I'll bring him up again. Carter and I, talk about our lives a great deal, being best friends and roommates. It's only natural.
Mm-hmm. He's going to be so giddy if he ever makes it this far in the podcast.
I know. Good luck. Good luck.
Bro's like, I'll tell everyone here, actually, because Carter's not listening. I asked Carter to be the first guest on this podcast.
I know you did.
And Carter said no.
That's crazy.
Well, Carter's like, let me think about it, which is Carter for no.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
Regardless.
He's too nice to say no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's too stupid to say yes.
Yes, exactly. And I hope you hear that. I hope you get all the way here, Carter.
Yeah. If you make it this far, Mr. Iddings.
He is a big podcast head, so maybe.
Not this one.
No, this one he's gonna say,
yeah.
I'll wait till somebody points out something terrible. So Carter and I have talked about this sort of idea of like the way that we like chunk high school as 4 years and college as 4 years, and that 4 years as opposed to maybe even 5 years sort of become these like mile marker significant moments.
Very real.
And you start to realize like once you are 4 years out of college, now you have been an adult in the real world as long as you were a student in college. And that can be a very like significant or powerful feeling.
I agree, and I have food in my mouth.
Yeah, of course. And you should be allowed to agree with food in your mouth.
And it's my podcast. So,
Right.
yeah.
Boom.
Boom.
Boom. And I am approaching 30, which would put me at two
2 colleges.
colleges. Yeah, 8 years out of college, which also is significant. It's like as far away from my like between like freshman year of high school, senior year of college, and thinking of that difference
As a whole thing.
as now when I began my life as an adult to where I am now. And a lot of people are very afraid of 30 and are afraid of what their career means going from being in your 20s to being in your 30s. And I think a lot of people see 30 as like this, like,
Death sentence.
post. Well, yeah, but like a post of like, you should have made it by now. Made it being so nebulous. Like, what does made it mean? But like, either you are, on the ladder of your company climbing and you have like whatever hit as many as raises or whatever that you're supposed to, like you are securely in your track. And I think a lot of people get wigged out by the idea that they are in their 30s doing something that people in their 20s are doing, as if you are supposed to have figured anything out. But for a long time, I've felt like I'm in this for the long game.
Yeah.
Like I'm in this for the opportunity to get to do this as long as I can.
You know what I'm remembering that you told me?
What?
That I think you'll appreciate hearing. This was, and it's in complete relation to this, and it's a quickie. So, it is. We were outside Edie, Maggie, Lily backyard talking about comedy again, and you go, you know what's so interesting to me? You remember John Mulaney when he got big? He was like 45, and they called him the new kid on the block. Like so young, like
Sure.
like people were viewing him as so young.
Sure.
And so it's like, for comedy or any career, it's like it's okay to be 40, 39, whatever,
Yeah.
and finally make it. So to be in for the long game for what we're doing is like 60,
Totally. And obviously, like, there are plenty of examples that people love to throw out of like, so and so was 35 before she got her big, breakthrough role.
Yeah.
So and so wasn't even, 48 till he got his special or whatever. Blah blah blah. Some people don't even find the thing that they actually really love until much later in their life.
Yeah.
Like there's so many people who do the thing that they think they are supposed to do. Even people our age are doing the thing that they think they are supposed to do with the hope that that will bring them success.
Yeah, and it's like it gets to a point where it's like, what is supposed to?
Right. And
it doesn't exist.
Yeah, completely. And obviously, like, the easy finger to point is to say, like, really, you're supposed to be like this, broker on Wall Street who sells shares well above asking price, blah blah blah, whatever. And to be honest, there are some people who are really good at that and they love it. And I'm like, they found their thing, and it sucks that they found it, actually. And unfortunately, there are lots of people who could be beautiful artists who have yet to find it or have yet to accept it. Even furthermore,
a lot of people do turn to a gig that has more zeros attached to the end of their salary, and that's fair. We're kind of late in the game to be like, let's talk about the state of the world and why that's okay.
Right.
But I know we feel similarly about this, and so I don't know. It's like looking at specifically where you're at right now,
right?
And this would be two-pronged, because how I end these is by asking again, hey, Lexi Ritter, how are ya? You can say the same thing you said when I asked you a few short minutes ago, or something's changed. And I'm also kind of giving you the task of talking about comedy as well here.
Yeah, I think I am very lucky. I feel very lucky. I get to do a lot of the comedy that I really want to be doing. And I relish every second that I have on stage. And at the same time, I think that there are aspects of performing that I've yet to like deeply investigate. Like I haven't spent a lot of time considering my relationship to like dramatic acting. And more recently,
You've been seeing plays.
I've been seeing plays. I've been reading plays. I've been watching a lot of films. I've been trying to increase my education.
Yeah.
Because when I was younger and had the opportunity to, study it in school with the guidance of a teacher, which could have gone totally wrong. Like I don't regret the direction that I took in school.
Yeah.
But there are moments where I think like some people have been studying this for far longer than I have, and I want to get there. And so I have to take it upon myself to do it. Like I can't sit down and say like I would be better at that. I should be doing that and not take active steps towards doing it. You know? Like it is so like hollow to say like I could do that without actually trying.
Yeah.
Or furthermore deepening my education and intake of those media.
Yeah.
So in terms of like comedy, I think that as I've been like flexing newer muscles, or unused muscles, like in sketch, where I did sketch in college, but I didn't take it as seriously as I did improv, and now I'm finding that I really love it.
Mm-hmm.
And that for a long time I thought I'm a better performer than I am a writer, and I let that sort of lead me along this path. I am saying, why did I draw that line? Like, why did I decide that? It hasn't helped me to feel that way. And I probably, limited myself in what I could have done.
Yeah.
But I don't let that stop me from trying it now and working on it now. I just let it be like a lesson of like, I shouldn't decide that I'm not this person.
What I can say for sure in response to all of that, if you'll allow me to sing your praises once more.
Oh, sure.
Is that no matter what level of worldwide acclaim that opens its arms to you, even if it's as little as none, everyone who has interacted with you in the comedy space, whether as a viewer or a peer up on stage, has appreciated your presence, and I know that for a fact. And the people who don't have problems, and so to know that there's still so much left for you, to know that you have a long game ahead of you, because you are so driven, and you are so wanting to figure this out and be comfortable and take steps and not just say I can be that next person. You're taking these steps. You are going to be so fine.
Thank you, Cam.
I mean, it's just like they're
I appreciate that. I mean, I think I try to live a life that unfortunately makes my relationship to death such that I'm like, I'm going out swinging no matter if it's today or tomorrow.
Yeah.
Or in 50 years, like I feel like I am trying to do right by myself,
And you have been, and you're gonna continue doing that. You've been saying a lot of try to, and it's important for me to let you know that you are.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's good to hear that.
Yeah.
And I'm nominated for Best Improviser at this year's Yes Andes.
The big plug.
So if you know, happen to make it this far and you think to yourself, you know what? I agree. Hey, go ahead and tap Lexi Ritter on that slot in the Google sheet or the Google form.
And if you see my name on there, no, you didn't. Vote for Jay Reed for the Sean Chang Memorial Award.
Yep.
And vote for Late Night for Longest Show Award.
Yep. And I hope they play this if either of us wins.
That'd be so cool. Yeah, because Luke and Lola are listening.
Yeah.
This far in.
And if you are, now you know.
This has been such a treat.
Well, thanks for having me.
I mean, thanks for bringing beer and sandwiches and chips.
I mean, how else are you supposed to have a podcast?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I've done 7 episodes before this, and I don't want to go back. Seriously though, this was such a treat. I knew this episode was
I'm
gonna
sure you
go.
say that to all of your guests.
I start every single pre-show. I do a little spiel before each episode.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, kind of just me on the mic with the music. I go, this episode, as you know, is a treat.
Right.
But I mean it. And but
well, I haven't listened or watched any of this. I don't know. I'm just kidding.
I know. But I told you before this that I wanted it to be a Lexi episode, and I knew that it was going to go one of 2 ways. And
you thought we were going to do either bits the whole time
or exactly this.
or get really deep immediately.
I'm glad it was this.
Yeah, it was nice.
It was this. Because I don't need to say why. It was just great.
Yeah, I had so much fun. Even though I don't know if I would call what we talked about fun.
No, but to speak is.
But it was fun.
Yeah, and it's like, it's left me with a lot to think about.
Of course.
And it's left me with a lot to think about. It's left me with a lot to think about, and I love you.
I love you too, Cam.
I love you a lot. Thank you for doing this.
Of course.
This is my cute little thing, and you did it.
Yay!
You want to cue the music in?
All right. Play us off, boys.
Thanks for listening to Hey, How Are Ya? A brand new podcast. Thanks to everyone who's involved, being me, I guess. Thanks, me. Also, huge shout out to my brother, Andrew Kreitner, who is now learning that his original composition is the theme music for this podcast. Thanks, Andrew. I hope you don't mind. Thanks for listening. Have a great rest of your day. See you next week for a new episode. Bye.